And welcome back. Jumping the gun. We are at episode 19. We made it to 19, Clings. What do you think?
19.
19.
One more, 20.
Yeah, 420.
We got to do something. Oh, whoa. We got to do something for 20, though. I was thinking about it. We both of our favorite athletes for the NFL rock 20.
Hey.
I'm sure one of your passwords for something was something 20 along the line somewhere.
Email?
Sometime. Yep. That's mine, too.
Yeah.
Mike Clingen 20.
There you go.
B-Dogs, Ed Reed, shout out.
Shout out to him. So let's get into some news. Tyreek Hill requests a trade. Took himself out of the game yesterday, and now he's ready to leave.
So my dad sent me a text with that clip. He's hoping he comes to Arizona. I'd like to see him out there.
It's not a bad move.
I'd like to see him out there with Marvin. Kyler throwing it to him.
Yeah.
I could see it.
We got Doug Peterson and Gerard Mayo were fired this morning. So they are looking for new coaches over in Jacksonville and up in New England. Titans secure the number 1 overall pick. And for baseball news, David Wright, number 5. His number 5 will be retired by the Mets. So shout out David Wright. Mm-hmm. So let's get into it. People lie, numbers don't. Derrick Henry, 138 yards, 2 tutties for the King.
The King Henry does it again. Helps the Ravens secure that seed.
Let's go.
I had Jamar Gibbs.
Jameer?
Did I get it right?
Jameer?
Oh, we're just going to say Jamal. 139 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, a total of 4.
4 tutties. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a Happy Meal.
Yeah. Little
kids meal.
Yeah, Happy Meal. Yeah.
Hey, someone picked him for a big play parlay.
4 of them things.
And he got one for each of us. And one to top it off. Damn. All right, my next guy, though, I went for the last 2 guys, I went 2 quarterbacks that shined. Bo Nix, 321 yards, 4 touchdowns. Team leading rusher, again, with 47 yards that game. So Bo just cooked. Last one, Bryce Young. He's starting to show a little bit, Mark. You called this probably 4 or 5 weeks ago. You said, I'm not hanging it up on the kid. And you're
showing
right.
Some life.
He is showing it. 251 yards, 3 touchdowns. 0 picks, and he also rushed for 2 touchdowns. So he had 5. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them
young
things.
Man. No
Go
pun
ahead,
intended.
Hey.
I had to wrap up my list. I had Dameon Pierce, 176 yards and a tutty, 92-yarder to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake London, 10 receptions, 187 yards and 2 tutties, but the Falcons just couldn't get it done. So let's go into that Week 18 slate.
Recap.
Ravens 35, Browns 10. Browns never stood a chance.
Yeah, you had the spread.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
easily.
Sure,
That was on the safe.
Yeah, that was definitely a lock.
Could have took it for the sexy.
Jackson surpasses 4,000 passing yards and locks up the number 3 seed. So for me, he's a quarterback. Don't ever.
He's always been a quarterback.
Yeah, 4,000 yards. Come on now.
So speaking of which, shout out to Lamar Jackson. Last week we didn't mention it, but he broke Mike Vick's all-time rushing record for quarterbacks.
That's huge.
And then this past week, he's the first player in NFL history with 4,000 passing yards and 800 rushing yards in a season.
Sheesh.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
He also got 900 rushing yards. So he's not only the first player with 4,000 pass, 800 rushing yards, he's also the first with 4,000 passing and 900 rushing yards.
That's a whole nother football field.
Let's go.
Hey, how about shout out to Zay, though?
Shout out to Zay.
What was that stat? Did we confirm it? Did we confirm it?
Yeah, so he's the first Ravens drafted receiver to eclipse 1,000 receiving yards. And he didn't do it last year, I don't think. Yeah. But this year, he's also the first Ravens drafted receiver to make the Pro Bowl.
That's the one I seen. Congrats, Zay.
Shout out Zay.
Yeah.
Number 1 receiver, if you ask me.
Number 1. I like him.
Yeah, not much more to say about it. Ravens lock up the AFC North for the second consecutive year back-to-back on them.
We'll host your boys,
We'll host
Pittsburgh.
the Steelers. Let's go.
That's going to be a fucking game.
Let's go to them. Bengals 19, Steelers 17. Steelers are dead. They look dead.
So are the Bengals. They missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
They got hot at the wrong time.
It comes back to what we said last week, that Week 1 loss against the Patriots. You can't lose those games early in the year. I mean, the Ravens losing to the Raiders earlier in the year, I was worried that was going to come back to haunt us. Luckily, it didn't. Certainly could have. But those kind of losses earlier in the year lead to the Bengals missing the playoffs.
Yeah,
Stuff
I got
like
a couple
happens.
things for next year for the Bengals. One, they need coaching this offseason. That's what they need to focus on. Maybe some protection for Joe. But I do got to jump in the gun. segment.
Jump it. Load that thing up.
It's not something that I'm proud of, but I got to be real because that's what we do here. I got Joe B winning MVP next year. I think they fixed the coaching. He would have won it this year.
Yeah, if they had a better record, it definitely
easily
would have been his. Mm-hmm. That's no doubt.
So I'm gonna jump the gun and say they get it done next year, kind of like what they did with Josh last year.
They had the Bengals had the league leader in passing yards, Joe Burrow, receiving yards and touchdowns, Jamar Chase, and sacks.
Triple crown.
And sacks, yeah. And they just couldn't get it done.
Couldn't get it. That's why I'm saying I think if they fix this coaching next year, we see another. I think the Bengals are the Bills of next year, if that makes sense.
That's fair. But something on that point.
Go ahead.
I got something for you.
Hit me.
The Bengals have only made the playoffs twice in Joe Burrow's tenure with them, and
he's only been there for 4 years, right?
Yeah, tenure. Tenure.
No, I know what you said, but I'm saying it's still short. It's short.
Right, but ever since he's been there, the only time he's made the playoffs, Lamar Jackson has not finished the season because of injury. Just saying.
Little kryptonite.
Just saying.
Little kryptonite action. I hear it.
Lamar's healthy.
I'm hearing it.
Bengals missed the playoffs.
Hey, get out of that bush. I'm hearing what you're saying.
Other side of the ball, though, Steelers
suck.
They are coming to Baltimore. Not worried about them. I want that.
George Pickens is not a top receiver. Never in my life do I want to hear him getting compared to Smitty again.
There we go.
It's just not football talk. You don't know ball.
Yeah, he had a bad showing. A lot of drops.
A lot of drops. He had, I think, 5. I think he had 1 catch.
That's a lot.
Let me get off. Let me get off this. Let me get off him. Go ahead. Let's move.
Oh, Eagles 20, Giants 13. Tanner McKee. How about him?
Hey, he balled out. 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I like him over Pickett. I'm sure a lot of Eagles fans probably agree. I didn't agree with the sitting Saquon. I wanted to see him get that record, but
it's the right call.
Right, I can't be too mad at it because ultimately we want something bigger.
Right, and that's what. Honestly, that reminds me of the Lamar MVP conversation. All that, like, of course, we want him to win MVP, but honestly, our focus is Super Bowl. We want him to get another MVP. Don't get me wrong, but I could care less if he wins it.
Absolutely, this year. I'm with you on that. So the Eagles lock up the number 2 seed. They host the Packers.
The Pack is coming back.
Well,
I guess it's not really coming back because you guys played in Brazil.
But still, playing them again to finish off the season for them.
Yep. Giants, Dable, they did say that he is staying there, but they need a quarterback.
We knew we weren't losing this game. I said it the last one. I felt
your backups were good enough to beat their guys.
Facts. Nothing more to say. Go Birds.
Oh, Malik Neighbors did break OBJ's single-season reception record for the Giants. So shout out Malik Neighbors.
There you go.
And that's with a terrible slew of quarterbacks.
I was going to say no quarterback.
Yeah, literally.
He didn't even have anybody.
He could probably throw it to himself and do better. Texans 23, Titans 14.
Hey, I said it. Whoever plays the Titans was winning. I didn't care who it was.
Yeah.
Didn't care who it was.
Yeah, this game didn't get much of my attention.
Mine either. That's the only thing I got on it.
I saw the Texans started their guys, and then Davis Mills ended up coming in, did a little John Elway tribute acrobat flip into the end zone.
Was that to do with the long neck you said?
Yeah, long-ass neck. Pause. Shit's sticking out. Crazy. Dude can see over the line into the next state.
Jesus.
Right. So Titans secure the number 1 spot. Now they need a quarterback. Cam Ward or Shador? Who's they going for?
I can see him going Cam just because Shador's not I don't know. I don't see him in Tennessee. I don't see him being a Tennessee type of guy. But
what do you got for us, Kyle?
Kyle's got something for me.
A mock draft on CBS has him going Cam Ward, and the Browns taking Shador at number 2.
I could definitely see that.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. We'll see what they do. Panthers 44, Falcons 38.
Overtime.
Yeah, the Falcons look like they just didn't want to win this game. I know they needed to win to get in. They also needed the Bucs to lose.
Inconsistency should be their name. Atlanta inconsistency.
Yeah,
like that's been their season trend.
It's been a roller coaster all year.
Penix finished with 312 yards, a pick and 2 tutties. He looked all right. Bijan is where I want to focus. The last 3 or 4 games, not 3 or 4, 2 games since Penix has been in, you've seen Bijan be Bijan, the Bijan that I expected to see. He had 170 yards this game with 2 tutties, a workhorse. Definitely a top 5, 10.
Absolutely. He's only 22 years old, so he'll be 23 at the start of next year. But hook him. He's a stud. He'll be their running back for the next few years, foreseeable future.
Look for him to start getting into some movies, I'm being told.
Why is that?
Matthew McConaughey has basically been in his ear since Texas.
True.
And supposedly they have a great relationship in the film industry, too.
Yeah, so we got Bryce Young and Michael Penix. I think both of them...
Penix.
They both look good. They both look promising. I think you can feel good about building around it this offseason and coming back next year with those guys. Build around that Penix.
Yeah, you got to get the balls.
There you go. There you go. He took it the extra step.
Always do.
Dipped the toe in, then took a dive.
Let's keep it moving.
Bucks.
Saints 19, Bucks 27.
Bucks secure the NFC South with the win. For a while there, it looked like they were going to lose this game.
Yeah.
For a while.
It did.
I was worried about them for a little bit.
But Baker gets it done. Mike Evans, shout out, 5th player to reach 1,000 yards in 11 straight seasons.
I thought he was
only
the second player to do that. I thought Jerry... sorry. I'm thinking of 10 straight seasons, or 11 straight. He ties Jerry Rice with the most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. That's Correct. What it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
Correct. Thank you. Big Bucky, I got him as a top 5 back. What do you think?
He low-key was a nice steal in the draft because he's a rookie this year.
I think I said it last week and the week before, but he's starting to creep on my fantasy.
The thing with him, he's a good receiving running back, but also just a good old-fashioned running back. Like he can do both.
3-down back.
You know what would have been funny? If the Bucks ended up losing this game and the Falcons ended up losing the way they did, and the Bucks would have still got in. That would have been hilarious.
I think that's how I projected it. I think I said
it was close.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
NFC South is not going to do anything in the playoffs.
It's every year.
I mean, I don't know. I got the Bucks beating the Commies this week. We'll get on that, but I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's a shoo-in.
I agree.
It's in Tampa. That's the only reason why I'm kind of going Baker.
I feel that. Patriots 23, Bills 16, and the Patriots played themselves. They played themselves out of the number 1 overall pick.
We've been talking about this.
Joe Milton looked legit though.
He did.
He looked good.
I like him. I like for him to go somewhere else and another team that maybe needs a quarterback. There's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, so I can see a team that is high in the draft right now maybe taking somebody else and then going and trading for Joe because he's basically a draft pick right now. He has no wear and tear. He's already came out and showed he can play.
Right.
So why not take a chance?
Yeah, and I saw somebody say on Twitter that he's what Anthony Richardson was supposed to look like. Like he looked good. He was moving around.
So they said Joe and Anthony definitely had the 2 strongest arms.
Yeah, he's got a cannon.
He's got a cannon.
Joe is a cannon. That one play on the sideline, that was a rocket.
He's got a cannon. Dude's legit. And that's who they were comparing. Who's the quarterback right now for Tennessee?
Levis?
No.
Oh, you're talking
college.
Oh shit! What the hell is his name? You asked me way too fast.
Yeah, they're trying to say he was going to be the same thing, and that's what we were on in the beginning. Remember, he was in our Heisman
I would say
talks.
Hendon Hooker, but that was old Tennessee quarterback.
It's some Hawaiian name.
Nico, that's it.
Nico.
Lamalaeva.
There it is. I'm not even gonna. Let me try. I gotta see it first. Do you got it pulled up? Kyle's got it pulled up. Let me try this. Here we go. Tennessee Vols starting quarterback is Nico Lamalaeva.
Let me see it.
Lamalaeva.
Let me see it.
I don't know how we got to this, but
Lamalaeva.
There we go. That's that Chilean. You got that Chilean roll on there.
Oh, right. So the Bills, they lose this one. Didn't really mean anything to them. They were playing their backups.
They lock in the second seed. They already knew
they were already there. So win or lose, they were getting that. I don't know. We'll see what they do next week. They got the Broncos coming to town. We'll dive into that in a second.
Be a good one.
Let's go to the Colts 26, Jags 23.
Overtime.
Yeah, this one didn't really catch my eyes either.
Me neither. The only thing I got for it is that we both called the Colts to win. Yay!
Yeah, that was about it. Congrats to us.
Congrats to us. Let's move on.
Commanders 23, Cowboys 19. The Commies tried to fuck it up. Oh, what did you say earlier? Speaking of which, the Cowboys, low class.
Let's get on this real quick. Yeah. Cowboys, Jerry Jones. I mean, it's not really much the Cowboys. It's got to be Jerry Jones. This is solely on
I want to know
Jones.
who made the call.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Facts. So Cooper Rush was supposed to get an incentive for playing at least 50% of the snaps this season. Mm-hmm. He was, I think, at 49 or maybe 50% already.
If he played the game, he was hitting
If he played the game, he was getting paid.
Yeah.
And they decided to sit him and say no.
Yeah, so I read it earlier. He
basically no. You're not worth the extra $25K or whatever it was.
$500K.
$500. Whoa.
It was either 50.
That's
either
a slap
50,
in the face. If I'm Cooper Rush, I'm out of there.
Yeah, it was either 50% of the snaps or 55% of the snaps, and he got a $500,000 bonus. Either way, he didn't get it because he didn't play.
That's low class. You're not playing for anything. Pay your players that are out there putting in the time and the work. That's what it's for. I mean, that's why we talk about all these incentives.
And if you wanted to get a look at
$500,000,
if you wanted to get a look at Trey Lance, why not do it earlier? I mean,
or let him get his possessions. He didn't need to play the whole game, I don't think.
Yeah. Either way, you could have got the man paid.
Low class Cowboys. Low class, typical. We're not surprised.
55% snaps, and he had 52.5.
Damn.
Yeah, we're not surprised.
3% off, and he would have got it.
So the Commanders, though, back to that side, they lock up the 6th seed and they avoid Philly.
Yeah.
I think that was their biggest want out of that game. I stand on that. I solely think that they did not want to go to Philly for that first game.
Yeah, so last week we were talking about some teams playing for seeding and some weren't. And honestly, it was kind of a mixed gathering because some seemed like they were playing to avoid certain seeding and some weren't. Like the Packers, once Jordan Love got hurt, they were just like, fuck it, we're going to get what we get. We're in the playoffs. Doesn't really matter.
Facts.
Like they weren't. Who was the other one? There's someone else. The Rams. They could have switched positions. They were like, fuck it, we lose. Like it doesn't really matter.
I told Kyle when they were about to score right at the end, I was like, wouldn't that be funny if they just put their starters in just to lock up the win?
Yeah.
Like go out there and get the tutty.
It looked good for a little bit there.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Bears 24, Packers 22. Speaking of which, so Jordan Love gets hurt. Christian Watson gets hurt. He tore his ACL. He's done. So
Packers, they blew that game.
I know. I think once that happened, I think that's when they're like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, let's get to the playoffs.
So they'll be coming to Philly. It doesn't seem like the morale's too high. We'll get into that.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we
already know where we're going with that.
Losing your number one receiver to a torn ACL the last game of the year with the game, it mattered, but it didn't.
Arguably, they're number one. They got like a
he's supposed to. I say it because he's supposed to be. Yeah, he's supposed to be their 1A.
Yeah, there you go. 1A, 1B. I like that.
Yeah, and 1C. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. They gotta. You never know if it's Dalbs, Reed, or Watson that's gonna cook.
Right.
Sometimes it's Kraft.
Right. There you go. Could be. Or Wicks.
You never know.
You never know. He never knew his father.
All right, let's go to them 4 p.m. games. We got the Rams hold off the Seahawks 30-25.
Opposite way.
Rams hold off the
Seahawks won.
Seahawks won?
Yeah.
Bro, I got the stuff. I got the stuff written backwards. Okay, so Seahawks win.
You got that shit written backwards.
Damn, dyslexia at its finest. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, the Seahawks...
Take over because my notes are irrelevant right now.
So, I wish I knew this before last week when we were doing the Sexy Six and stuff because Geno Smith needed 175 yards and a win to get an extra, an extra $250,000. So, that would have changed things a little bit when we were making our picks, but we thought the Rams were going to start their guys. Even though they didn't, Jimmy G looked all right.
He looked all right.
I
had faith. I actually thought they won.
Facts. Apparently.
I'm going to jump the gun. I don't think it's too much of a jump in the gun, but I don't think the Rams – I think the Rams lose their first playoff game at home. I think they lose it.
Yeah.
I think we all have them losing.
We do.
But
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks, man, I've been saying it. I just don't know what's going to go on with that offense if Geno stays at quarterback. He's been solid all year.
It's not like they need more pieces either.
I just think a better quarterback would do them justice.
Joe Milton?
That'd be kind of sick.
Ooh.
See, that's the thing with Joe Milton. Is he going to get a chance, or are they just going to hold on to him?
They need to give that dude a chance.
They'd have to trade him, and
what
are you willing to spend? That's what it comes down to. Like it's I don't know how he would get to another team. It would have to be a trade, and they'd have to. What are they going to demand?
At least a second or a third, probably.
Yeah, because as good as he looked, there's no way they're going to like put him down at the practice squad, and then someone can pick him up. So something to keep an eye on.
Yep.
Seahawks, I think. Get a better quarterback, and it could be better for y'all. That's where my head's at.
I'm with that. Let's
Jets,
keep moving.
32, Dolphins, 20. Fuck Tyreek Hill.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, so I had a nice touchdown slip, and I needed Tyreek Hill to score one more time for $1,000, and he pulled himself out of the game.
Drop pack. He just dropped pack. He's like, I'm done.
He said,
I'm done. I'm out.
He
dropped his pack.
He about pulled an AB.
That's what we used to say when everybody like just basically gave up on whatever they were doing in the military. Dropped your pack.
Like, it would have been better if he did the AB and took off his jersey and ran off the field. All that would have been funnier. That would have
been. Nah, he still wants to play, so he wasn't trying to go out as bad.
Right, that's fair.
To the other side of the ball, Aaron Rodgers, 274, 4 tutties, and a pick. Where was this all season?
Yeah, facts.
So I don't know. I don't know what's up with the Jets. I don't even want to.
The Dolphins,
try to get into that.
The last 2 years, they were a top. The last 2 years, they were a top. The Dolphins, they were top 3 offense in yards per play, and I think yards per game.
Because of Tyreek, though.
Yeah, well, my point is they had such a huge fall off this year. They were bottom 3. Obviously, Tua gets hurt half the year, but is this the end of the Dolphins kind of, I don't want to say run because they didn't really do much, but
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because Tyreek wants out.
Is this the end of that high-powered offense where everybody?
Right.
Yeah, no, I get
because it sounds like Tyreek's gone, all good but gone.
Basically, is it the end of the Daniels?
He'll probably stay because he's a young coach and he's done well.
I could see him going somewhere else. Is what I'm saying.
Okay,
like them
moving on.
Moving on.
Maybe not yet, but maybe next couple of years might be something to look at.
Okay.
Because now that he's had success, I'm sure he'll be one of those coaches that kind of stick around and jump place to place.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's not done in the NFL. He just got up to that spot.
Doubt.
He worked so hard to get up to a head coaching spot.
Started as a ball boy. Shout outs.
Facts.
So Broncos 38, Chiefs 0. What dumbass said the Chiefs are going to cover 10?
I don't know, but he's a dumb ass. What a schmuck.
Idiot.
What a schmuck. And there was some other schmuck on there saying he liked it. I don't even know who that was. Some schmuck was like, I like it. I can see Carson Wentz. He was an Eagle.
Yeah, no, I thought he looked half decent. He looked like a fucking thumb out there.
I don't know why, but I just remembered the what's the Spy Kids?
You might as well have been him out there throwing the ball. Fucking terrible.
Poor Carson, bro. Just the worst luck in the NFL.
I don't know. I hope this. So them getting blown out like this going into playoffs. Obviously they have a bye. But I don't know, that stench. I hope it sticks with them.
Let's move to the other side though. Bo. Let's talk about Bo though. Like he's my offensive rookie of the year. I don't see Jaden Daniels. I mean, I don't think that he outplayed him in my opinion.
I think it's pretty damn close.
I think it's close. No, absolutely. I think it's close, but
I think part of it too is both.
You got to look at the finish.
But both of those guys turn those teams around. So I think either one's
capable. Oh, no,
deserving
100%.
for sure.
I agree with that. They're both deserving. I just would pick.
I have futures with either of them, so I'll take either.
I pick Bo, and it's just because, like I said, that finish. You got to look at the finish. You got to look at how they're finishing the season. It looked like Daniels is struggling, and Bo is thriving.
Yes and no. I could counter that and say the Broncos almost screwed themselves out of the playoffs by losing 2 of their last 3. So, yes and no.
If he would have started out hot, they wouldn't have even been in that position.
It's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
There's a lot of what ifs, and very, very much. My personal opinion with this is just Bo. I think Bo should get it. Hopefully he steals it.
Where'd Kyle go?
Hopefully he steals it, and you get some extra money.
Yeah, I'm gonna see the odds. I'll see if they still have the odds up. See what that
Denver, a wild card in the playoffs. I think, and what I mean by that is not that they're going to be playing in the wild card, but I think they're a wild card to watch out for. If that defense can get back to where they were probably about 3-4 weeks ago,
right,
and Bo's playing the way he's playing right now, you got to watch out for him.
Makes it interesting,
especially that first round matchup too.
They got a tough one. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Kyle,
you
around here? Can you see if you can still get odds on the season awards, like Rookie of the Year, specifically? Cardinals 47, 49ers 24. I took a nap during this one. Didn't get to see it a whole lot.
Shout out to the AZ fam. You guys finished in fashion and beat the Niners. That's a win for them.
Facts. You always want to beat your division opponents. No matter if you guys are in the playoffs or out of the playoffs, you always want to kick their ass.
AZ and California got a huge rivalry in all sports. So
these are two teams.
That was a big win for them.
These are two teams I look to bounce back next year, though. I think the Cardinals
get Tyreek Hill.
I think they got something in the right direction, possibly.
I'd love to see that.
I think their biggest concern is defense. Their defense has been actually. It's really been all year, kind of similar to the Falcons. They've been very inconsistent.
Absolutely.
1 week they're winning 19-17. Next week they're losing 34-24. Like it's just been very inconsistent with who's going to show up, offense or defense or both. So I think that's where they kind of need to figure things
hitting
out.
That spot on.
49ers, I think is just such a letdown year. Just chalk it up to bad luck. Get it next year.
Someone called that. Someone called that fall off, and it was early.
A guy named Clings on jumping the gun.
Hey, now.
Shout out to him.
Shout out. Get me on there.
Do they have odds still up? No.
Yeah, they closed that.
Yeah, no more odds for the season awards, so we're not sure who's
going to go. Bo.
So, Chargers.
Judges.
How many points they score? I don't have them written down over here.
All right, so we got Chargers 34? Versus the Raiders, 34-20.
I thought so.
The Raiders.
That was my guess. Apparently, I forgot to write it down.
Jaden Daniels is first.
Brock Bowers and Bo.
Ooh, Brock Bowers. That is
I got to give respect there.
Yep, 100%. Didn't even think about him.
100%. Got to give him respect.
What are the odds? Doesn't say.
It's Jaden Daniels.
All right.
What, like minus 1,000?
FanDuel, it's minus, according to this Vegas insider, it says minus 20,000.
Oh, okay.
Jeez,
so Jaden Daniels,
a lot.
Congrats on the offensive rookie of the year.
Shit. I hate that. See, I hate that. It ruins it.
Yeah.
It ruins it. So let's get back to this Chargers-Raiders game. Chargers lock up playing Houston. I think that's a
win.
That's a win
in its
for
own,
them. It's a double win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, I think a lot of these teams were playing for that kind of positioning. If I was a head coach, I'd always be looking for that next game, that next step.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to be playing, game planning.
If you're looking at Houston and Baltimore right now, there's no chance you'd say, I'd rather go to Baltimore. There's just like it's
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
You don't know ball. But to get on to the Chargers though, Herbert, he's looking great. I said it probably 2 weeks ago. He had a bad game. That was definitely a bad game when he was overthrowing the ball. QJ wasn't catching anything. Shout out to QJ for that insane catch, by the way. But Herbert this game, 336 yards, 2 tutties, showed and he's got some wheels.
QJ will make that catch and then drop one right in the bread basket.
Right at his helmet. It hit him in the helmet.
He'll go through his hands, hit him in the face.
Right.
Herbert's got some wheels. He's not slow.
Herbert's he's been one of my favorite quarterbacks to come in that draft. I'm just glad he's starting to.
He was the Burrow draft, right?
It. Yeah, it was Burrow, him,
Tua,
but he dropped low. He dropped lower. They were calling him like the Disney. They had all them Disney memes and shit.
Right.
Nah, I like Herbert. I like Herbert. I like the Chargers. I hope they do a little something in the playoffs, if I'm being real. Let's keep moving.
Lions 31, Vikings 9. Vikings, man.
Yes.
I'm hoping this wakes them up because we picked them next week. But
I'm just happy because I was finally right. This goes to I wasn't right fully, but this goes to me saying the Vikings we don't know.
You're back on the I don't know if I believe yet.
Yeah, I'm back on the I don't believe yet.
That's also been a roller coaster all year. You've been up and down.
It's been a roller coaster with the Vikes. I mean, their record says I'm dumb for being like that, but their gameplay doesn't.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Agreed.
So the Lions win the number 1 seed. They look scary. Gibbs with the 4 tutties. Jared Goff, I'm not doing your chant because we're in playoffs now.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a good Sunday Night Football game of the week.
Yeah, I wish the Vikings showed up a little bit better. It would have been a lot more fun to come down to the wire with that one, but
yeah.
Like I said, I hope it wakes the Vikings up.
To be honest, I didn't really have a game of the week this week. I don't think any of them were really that exciting. I mean, the only one that was maybe the Bengals Steelers.
It's a shame that the Seahawks were eliminated, because that Seahawks-Rams one would have been a good one if they were both in contention still.
Facts.
So let's go to the playoff preview. We got playoffs.
You want to talk about playoffs? Playoffs.
Oh, before we do that, let's take a look at the NFL draft just real quick. We'll dive into this after the playoffs, so that way we can have a little more to talk about with the NFL.
After the Eagles win the Super Bowl, we'll get back on this.
After the Ravens win the Super Bowl, we'll come back to it. NFL draft. So 1 through 10, we'll just breeze over it. 1 Titans, 2 Browns, 3 Giants, 4 Pats, 5 Jags, 6 Raiders, 7 Jets, 8 Panthers, 9 Saints, 10 Bears. And that's 10. Didn't fuck it up. Teams with open coaching positions that we know as of now. Dallas.
Sucks.
McCarthy's contract is up. Will he return? It sounds like he's leaving. So they have an open coaching spot. The Bears, Jets, and Saints all fired coaches midseason, so they have vacancies. And then the Patriots and Jags fired coaches this morning. So we got 6 open spots as of now. We look for a few more probably to open up. There's still like the Bengals. Clings thinks the Bengals might be looking for a new coach.
I think so. I think they need to.
They fired their defensive coordinator.
They need to scrub the whole.
Well, if they fired
whole coaching
if
staff.
they fired their DC, it sounds like they're probably not going to fire Zach Taylor yet. So
maybe they're trying to. Yeah, I guess he's the scapegoat. They're saying defense was
kind of was though.
It was.
Yeah.
That might be the move.
So again, that's 6 teams. Dallas, McCarthy's contract is up. Will he come back? Still unknown. So as of now, we're counting them as an open coaching position. Bears, Jets, Saints, Jags, and Patriots. So wild card weekend. Saturday, we got Chargers at Texans. LA is favored -2.5, money line at -155. I'm going with the Chargers.
I'm taking the Bolts.
They are favored for a reason, and I think that's about on par. The Texans have just looked like they've been sleepwalking the last the whole year.
Absolutely. I think the Chargers, I think you're onto it. I think the Chargers are on the up and up, and the Texans are on the down and down.
Right.
So we're going to see that. I see the Chargers winning healthily.
Yeah, healthily. Okay.
Like
I
might spread the love a little bit.
Let me hear it. What's your...
So Kyle has the spread the love. That's just a future look at our spread the love segment.
What kind of spread do you think they win
I'm
by?
thinking a bigger spread. Kyle's got some... Can't believe it's not butter on there. I'm trying to throw some great jelly up on this thing. I'm going to spread this thing out. Spread them.
So what you got?
I like the Chargers by 10.
Okay.
I like the Chargers by at least 10. Maybe 14.
27-17?
I don't like the Texans' defense. I think 31-something. I see them breaking 30 points, Chargers.
Really?
That's my call. That's my final call.
I like
Chargers over 30 points.
It's a lot of points.
I like it.
Let's see it.
I like it. Let's go, Jay. Hey. Give me them points, baby.
Boat gang or don't bang. Let's go.
Hey, let's go. If it don't hang, then you can't bang.
Shout out, Nikki.
Shout out.
8 o'clock, Steelers at Ravens. Meet me at the bank.
At the bank. Bring your checks.
You know where I'll be
cards,
at. Going to be at the bank. Look out. Let's go. Ravens all day.
Clings is going to be in the trunk. I'm getting out there somehow.
Ravens are favored -9.5, money line at -600.
Mm-hmm.
They are not respecting the Steelers, and neither do I. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Let's go.
What's your spread on this? I want yours now. I want that spread.
No, you know what? I think 9.5 is too many points, to be honest. For a Ravens-Steelers playoff game, we beat them by 17 last time we played them in Baltimore, but it was a 10-point lead before a pick six. So
yeah, get that shiesty on.
I'd like for it to get out of hand like that again. Another 17-point win. I don't know.
This is what I'm holding up. 10. 10, baby.
I like 10.
I like 10.
I think 10's safe.
I like 10. Let's go,
I just think we need to beat the shit out of them.
I think it happens.
I was talking to my buddy who's a Steelers fan. He was like, you don't want that. And I was like, oh, I do.
Oh, we want that smoke. I want all that smoke.
I want to fuck them up. Speaking of which.
You want to what them?
We have never fucked them up.
Oh.
Not fuck them.
Sorry.
We'll bend them over fuck them too. I'm trying to shove that ball deep.
Oh, all right. Let's go. Keep going.
Hold on. Wait. Yeah. I was going to say, this is the first time the Ravens have played the Steelers at home for a playoff game. we've always gone to Pittsburgh. I don't know if Kyle, you can check that or not, but
So
I'm
the
pretty
record's
damn
0-0.
sure. At least since Joe Flacco was quarterback, because we were always going there.
Yeah.
From what I can remember.
No, I can see it. To be honest, I remember a lot. Not a lot, but I remember this playoff game.
It's been a while since we
quite
played
a
them
times.
in the playoffs. I think the last time we played them, T. Sizzle had that pick where he caught it between his knees. I think
T. Sizzle.
I think that's the last time we
Shout
played
out
him.
ASU.
What a guy. Sunday, Broncos at Bills. Buffalo is favored -9, money line at -500. I think the Bills are going to win this one.
This one was tough for me to pick.
I see the Broncos covering that spread, though. I think they keep it within
Kyle
10.
gave you the thumbs up.
First time in Baltimore. I thought so. That was,
Good call.
That was from memory, baby. Come on.
Hey, that's a top Ravens fan right
Let's
there.
go. I'm dialed in over
Don't
here.
question him.
But yeah, I got the Broncos keeping it close. I think they.
I'm
I
with
think
you on
10.
that.
I think 10's too many points.
I'm with you on that. This one, like I said, was hard for me to pick. It's obviously because I'm on the Bo train.
Now the Bills could come out and just beat the
Mollywop
shit out of them.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Buffalo. To be honest, I'm not sure how Bo's going to play in the cold.
Well, he plays in Denver.
But I don't know, man. That's it. Up in Buffalo with the I don't know.
I mean,
didn't
East Coast
see-
and West Coast cold's a little different.
Right, I didn't see no snow in Mile High.
Yeah,
This past game.
yeah. Facts. No, there wasn't. I don't know. We'll see.
And I don't
think
know how much it snows in Oregon either.
I think the Bills will show up. It definitely snows a lot in Oregon.
Does it?
I mean, it's up there.
I know. I'm just asking.
Anybody from Oregon, let us know if it snows. I'm going to say yes. It's way out there.
I got a buddy from Oregon. Okay, I'll ask.
It definitely
Mike McMillan.
It
Shout
definitely
out.
snows because there's a ski resort out there I want to go to, Stevens Pass.
Okay. So that's not the we're not going to question if he can play in the snow.
So yeah, back from Oregon, we'll go to Buffalo. No, I think the Bills. Like I said, I just think
I took the Bills though.
I think the Bills are going to have a nice day, and then they're going to get. Well, I guess it depends on who wins. So we'll go Packers at Eagles at 4:30 on Sunday. Philly favored -4.5, money line at -210.
Let's get it. Go Birds.
Fly,
You already
Eagles,
know who
fly.
I'm picking.
Yeah, I'm going with the
Yes,
Birds as
sir.
well.
This
Jordan
is,
Love is
it's-
banged up.
It's also a repeat of game week 1
Yeah, rematch from week 1.
in Brazil.
That was a long time ago. It was
Long
18
time
weeks
ago. I don't know what'd you say?
I said it was a long time ago, 18 weeks ago.
18 weeks ago. Who you got?
I got the Birds.
Who you got, Kyle?
He's got the Birds.
Oh,
So we're doing a. By the way, we're doing a sexy six with these picks because that's what we do.
Yeah. What do you got for the spread on this game now?
6.5. So it's at -4.5. I'm gonna.
You like a tutty?
I like a tutty.
I like a tutty too. I like 10.
I like 10 as well, mainly because Jordan Love's banged up. If he can't go, or if he does go and he's not 100%, I think it could get ugly.
If you can't hang,
Because you guys are gonna come
Bang,
out.
bang.
You guys are gonna come out firing.
we're coming out.
The
hot,
link's gonna be
son.
hot.
We're gonna be rolling.
Saquon's gonna be rolling.
Get your Meek Mills fucking turned up.
Yeah,
Get it all.
that's right.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Y'all thought I was finished.
When I bought the... All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
8 o'clock. Commies at Bucky's house. The Bucks are favored -3, money line at -176. I considered taking the Commanders, but I'm going with the Bucks. Going with the Bucks.
It crossed my mind. I'm not gonna front. I went Bucks though. I like Baker.
I like Baker in this
At
spot
home.
too. So my thought process with taking the Commanders, I could see Jaden Daniels trying to get into his bag because it's his first playoff game. They got really nothing to lose. They're on borrowed time essentially. They made it further than anybody thought they would this year. So it's why not go out there and just try and fuck shit up.
Facts.
So that's the only reason I thought about taking the Commanders. Because what if he just goes crazy, runs for 100, throws for 300?
I feel like the
just goes
Bucks got
nutty?
I feel like the Bucks got a better running game, and that's where the Commanders lack their.
I think 100%. I thought
defense.
Brian Robinson Jr. would have a much better year with Jaden coming in and taking more eyes, but it just seems like they stuck with the committee with Eckler. I know he got hurt. McNichols.
They're going off. If I'm being real, they're going off of Jaden Daniels' gameplay. When he was at LSU, there wasn't a lot of read options and stuff. It was heavy gun, letting him work.
Right.
Keep the ball in his hands more
Right.
than anybody else's.
Yeah, so I think the Bucks had almost a letdown against the Saints. Were able to win that game, but I think that was kind of a wake-up call. Like, hey, if we're going to play like this in the playoffs, we're going to get bounced easily. Like, we can't show up like this against the Saints. same way against Commanders.
This is off topic, but not really. It's with the Bucs. Speaking of the Bucs, is Leonard Fournette still out there?
Like still?
Is
he wants to come back next year.
Yeah, you read what? Yeah. That's exactly what I seen.
He's not on a team.
He said.
Shaq wants.
He said, "quote unquote, I'm coming back next year and I will be starting."
Yeah, unlikely.
That's his words, not mine.
He's a little old.
Fournette?
I mean, he's old for running back. He's probably like 32.
No, he's maybe year 6.
No chance.
I'm gonna say year 6.
He's 29.
I'm gonna say year 6.
What's his birthday? He's gonna be 30 next year, though.
How many years has he been in?
He's gonna be 30 next year.
He's gonna be 30.
So how many years has he been in?
That'd be 7. You were close.
In 2017.
Yeah.
7.
Oh, damn.
He didn't play this year, though, right?
So he only played 7.
He was on the Bills.
All right.
I'll take that one.
Bucs. I don't know. I just think they can get it done at home. I think that's why I picked the Bucs. They're at home.
I'm with you on that.
I don't think their home field advantage is as great as others, like the Link or the Bank.
Facts.
I'm a give them the edge here.
They got some cannons out there.
They do have some cannons. Show us your cannons.
Hey, another breaking thing that I just seen.
What do you got?
T. Higgins landing spots. So apparently he's going to pursue free agency.
He is definitely going to pursue free agency because we've talked about it. He's top wide receiver material, but he's sitting there not getting paid top receiver money. So he's going to go.
I couldn't agree more.
The thing with the Bengals is they don't spend money like that. They just paid Joe and they paid Jamar. I think for them to pay T, this is why Joe Mixon left, because they ran out of money.
Yeah.
Not necessarily ran out of money, but they didn't want to pay this many guys. So
right.
I think T's going to go see what he can get.
He can get some.
He's going to get some.
He's going to get a bag.
I think he'll end up in L.A.
Oh.
Chargers, that is.
Yeah. Herbert?
Yeah. I think that's a good spot
fit.
for them.
That is a great fit.
Tennessee, hook him up with a young quarterback.
Yeah.
Giants, get him across from Malik Neighbors.
Man, don't do that to me. I don't want to see T twice.
There's a bunch of spots he could definitely
He's a big receiver. He'll cook us. Jacksonville, maybe. I'm a big T Higgins fan, so that's the only reason why I brought it up.
Yeah,
I kind of want to see where he goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So let's go to the last wild card game, Monday night, 8 o'clock. Vikings at Rams. Minnesota's favored on the road. -1.5. Money line at -26. Minnesota. That's what I'm going with.
That's who I went with. I don't know how for real. I don't know what Minnesota team's going to show up, but
right.
But
that's
them
the thing
at
that
home.
scares me.
But them at home this year, I think that's where they've been showing up and showing that
bad news.
They just lost to Minnesota, didn't they?
They're on the road.
They're on the road, so they're going to LA.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter.
What you said doesn't matter.
It doesn't fucking matter. I'm riding with the Vikes. I don't think
I am too.
I said the Rams were going to lose their first playoff game. I'm sticking with that.
I'm taking the Vikings here just because they just got beat for that number 1 seed and their division. If they beat the Lions,
could have scored like 3 times in the red zone, just fumbled the bag.
I think that was a bad showing, and I'm hoping they're going to move past it here and get a dub this week.
I'm with that.
So let's go to that sexy 6. We agreed on all 6, so that's probably not good.
So last week, just real quick to recap, last week we missed the sexy 6 by 1 pick.
2.
Who lost?
Dolphins
and Rams.
Yeah. Well, Tyreek pulled himself.
In my head, before you guys corrected me, the Rams won. So we lost 2.
They damn near won.
Dolphins and the Rams. And then the safe 6 was a botch as well. Falcons and Packers. Botched that one.
Yeah.
Our spread the love was botched by your Chiefs pick.
Oh, my God, that was awful.
And to wrap it up with a bozo, Cow. J.K. Dobbins did not score for the big play parlay. So we did not hit a single
and that's why before we were done with the segment, I said
you did
be very careful because it's a very tough week. I didn't put too much on these because I knew it was going to be that kind of week.
Hopefully you guys did not either.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead to this week's Sexy 6 playoffs.
So we got Chargers, Ravens, Bills, Eagles, Bucks, Vikings. One more time, that's Chargers, Ravens, Bills, Eagles. Bucks, Vikings. Odds are at plus 903. $10 wins you 100.
Let's get paid.
I'm gonna play it.
And
then our spread the love this week. Spread the love.
Spread them.
I took the Vikings -1.5. Now, if you don't like -1.5, take the money line at -126. Not much different, but for spread the love purposes, we're taking -1.5. And Kyle took the Chargers -2.5. Clings?
Looking for it. There it is. I took the Eagles.
Philly
-4.5.
-4.5. So we got Philly -4.5, Chargers -2.5, and Vikings -1.5. One more time. That's Philly -4.5, Chargers -2.5, Vikings -1.5. Again, with that Vikings being at 1.5, if you don't like it, just take the money line. If you don't like that, then don't take it.
If you don't like it.
And then our segment wraps up our primetime pick segment from the year. Wrapped up this past year. My record finishes at 51-19. Thank you. And Clings finishes at 45-25. So 6 games back.
Mark
so I got you
smarter.
this year. I got you this year by 6 games.
About. Yep.
Hey, we took some risks on
Kyle's going to be in it next year because I can't be last.
Yeah, that's right. We had Kyle in there. Kyle.
Yeah, he said we don't want that.
All right. Let's go to the college football playoff.
Let's hit it. So it's the semifinals this week. Let's recap last week's. We had Penn State beating Boise State. We called that. We called Genty being held down by those linebackers at Penn State and then waking up. 31-14 win. We moved to...
hold up. I wanted to say Genty did go over 100 yards, only the second player to do that against Penn State's defense this year. So even though he got kind of bottled up, he still got his. Still got his.
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely a good running back prospect coming out of the draft.
Facts. Let's move to the game that I thought was going to be the biggest blowout of the game or the week, but it was actually the game of the week.
That shit was crazy.
It was crazy. It was a great game to watch. If it wasn't Texas, I would have been going for ASU. Scatabo did push off on that catch. I'm calling it. I'll stand on that. They wanted that dude to win by how he was playing.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. He's a dog.
He was so hungover. He was yakking.
Yeah. New Year's was not good to him. Not a great decision. But Texas gets the win in overtime, 39-31.
Double overtime.
That was not our best showing at all. I was texting you and I said, no matter who they play next week, I'm not taking Texas. I'm standing on that. Got to be real.
That's crazy.
Got to be
especially
real.
Especially for you guys play.
It's got to be real.
I'm
going for us. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But,
yeah. No doubt.
If I got to be humble and real about it, Ohio State looks.
If you're a betting man.
If I'm a betting man, which I am, I got to take Ohio State. Hey, what's the worst? I lose.
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, it's a win-win. I either
you
get
win money or you guys
or I get to talk shit to D.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's way more. Yeah, shout out D. That's way worth. It's worth more than money to me. So. Let's go to that Ohio State-Oregon game.
I did want to say Scatabo.
Go ahead.
Absolute stud. He'll be a hell of
Dog.
a draft prospect as well.
I said it like 2 weeks ago. I said it like 2. Kyle said he's coming to the Skunkers.
The Genty will go probably the first running back taken, and Scatabo will be shortly after, for sure.
If Josh doesn't draft him, he's stupid. Oh, wait.
Genty?
Yeah.
Yeah. Genty will go and if you're in a dynasty league,
draft him, Josh.
I'm pretty sure in all dynasty leagues he'll probably go number 1. There's just no way. With dynasties, you got to take running backs early. I feel like he's
definitely drafting Genty. Like Mark's over here.
This isn't the year
preaching.
This isn't the year of the quarterback. This is the year of the running back.
Absolutely.
For the draft.
So Ohio State-Oregon game, we knew it. We knew Ohio State was just too much. There
was a reason they were favored going into it.
Right.
Vegas also knew that.
Vegas robbed everybody on that Oregon. Everybody was smashing Oregon for plus money. They're undefeated. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, no chance. I just saw Ohio State coming out and rolling. What's that?
Kyle's he's reading my mind over here.
Ohio State's favored? Yeah, they should be. No offense.
I'll have a little Longhorn slip.
They're favored.
That's some good odds right there. What you mean?
I got it over here. We'll get there.
All right.
Notre Dame, last one.
You
got something else for it?
I don't think I said the score. 41-21, Ohio State. So that was an ass whooping. It wasn't just a 1-point win like we thought it was going to be again.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel not a great showing.
They just went off. Ohio State just went off.
Yeah, both sides of the ball played well.
Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
Got to get that in there.
Offense balled out. Defense balled out. They're looking strong right now.
Yep. Let's move to that game that actually got pushed to the next day because of the craziness going down in Louisiana.
Yeah, facts. RIP to everybody involved.
Yeah, that's
terrible story.
It's insane, terrible. But it got moved to the next day, and Notre Dame cashes my man Marky Mark out for a G on nice slip.
Let's go.
23-10 win over Georgia.
And it cashed out my college football slip, too. Remember, I said I picked those 4
Show
teams?
him the money.
Count it. Balls in the basket. And one.
And one!
There you go.
There we go. I had to get in that one.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move to this preview.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Georgia, this is why I wanted to bet on Notre Dame, is because Georgia
Sucks.
switching quarterbacks at this late in the season is such a tough – it's a very tough thing to do, especially when – he was a freshman, isn't he?
Who? Stockton?
Their backup?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just a tough –
I'm pretty sure freshman or sophomore.
Or redshirt sophomore. Either way, just a tough ask when you go from your starter to a backup in a college football playoff.
Yeah, tough ass.
Thursday, Notre Dame, Penn State.
The Orange Bowl.
Notre Dame is favored -2.5, money line at -135. I'm going with Penn
He's
State.
a sophomore, by the way.
Georgia's quarterback's
Yeah,
a sophomore. But I'm going with Penn State here.
I'm going to have to ride that with
Notre Dame is favored, but I don't know. Something tells me that Penn State might be back.
They're at least my pick for this game. I think they got a favorable matchup with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's hot, though, so it's nothing against Notre Dame. I just think Penn State's going to be...
Nothing against Notre Dame. I just think if Georgia was still playing full health, and it would have been Georgia winning that game, and then it would have been Georgia versus Penn State, I'd probably be choosing Georgia.
Okay.
But, like I said, I think they got a favorable matchup, and things just went in the right... Things just played out great for Penn State to where they got Boise State first, then now they got Notre Dame, and then they could have had a broken Georgia, so they've had like an easy run.
Right.
If I'm being real.
Yeah, no, that's actually a very good take.
But I do see Penn State winning this game.
Penn State going to the championship, possibly. First time in how many years? Kyle, can you check on that? Last time, I want to say it's been like
a while.
30?
A while.
20? At least 20.
Yeah.
Have they made it in the 2000s?
Over under. Let's over under is 20.
I'm gonna take the over.
I'm taking the over.
Kyle's taking a look at it. We'll go to that Friday game, Ohio State, Texas.
Cotton Bowl, boys.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.
So OSU is favored -5.5, money line at -215.
What's the points for that game? What's the over under on total points?
When's the last time they made it, Kyle?
1982.
You know, I was going to say 80s. I was going to say like 88, but I didn't want to be wrong there.
When Joe Puss still knew what was going on over there.
1982, the last time Penn State made it. Looking to get back there in 42 years. 40 years.
Was the schedule bigger back then?
How many games?
It might have been.
31 and 5?
31 and 5.
Damn.
Including the national championship.
That's 36 football games in a season.
No, that's not.
That's what it says.
That's not.
Don't argue with Kyle. He's a sad guy. He's looking at it.
Are you sure the
right
score
now.
wasn't 31-5 in the championship?
3-year starter at Penn State.
3 years. Kyle can't read over there.
Kyle can read. He's just reading the wrong things.
Damn it, Kyle.
All right, let's keep it on this Cotton Bowl. Who you got
Ohio State, Texas. He wanted to know the over-under on points.
Yes, please.
Could you check on that for him, please? I'm taking Ohio State here. 53.5.
Under.
It's 45.5.
Under. I'm taking the under in that Texas-Ohio State game.
You said 53.5 under.
I think everybody thinks it's going to be, and when I say everybody, I'm talking about Vegas. Everybody thinks that it's going to be a Ohio State beatdown. Not even a beatdown, but just a high scoring, kind of like what they just did to Oregon. And
so they're predicting a 30-24, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, Texas hasn't scored in the second half of the last two games. Two huge games.
Right.
Has not scored. So that's going down on points right there.
Yeah.
But I think our defense is good enough to keep Ohio State to either kicking field goals or turning the ball over.
Yeah, facts. Because Texas, you got to think last game, like you said, not scoring in the second half. 15 of those points came in double overtime. One overtime and then double overtime.
We have a problem with letting people score in the second half, but I just don't see it with this big of a game.
Right.
I'm going to take the under on that, and I'm also going to take the Ohio State for my money line, for my betting.
So I'm taking Ohio State here because and Penn State. Here are my reasonings. I think sports are all about narratives. Mm-hmm. What's a better narrative than a Penn State-Ohio State championship game? Mm-hmm. One of the biggest rivalries in college sports. So
I'm with you on that. I could definitely see that.
I think I see Ohio State-Penn State championship game here. I'll pull for Texas for you, though.
Hey, I'm over here just in my slumps because my money wants me, and my money and my brain are telling me take Ohio State because that's just what it looks like. That's what the facts are.
That's what you
right
feel.
There. Right. But obviously, hook 'em. We need Texas to get this upset. I hope it happens. Then I think that's an easy road for us. I think this is our toughest game. To be honest, if we win this game, I see us easily winning the national championship.
I think I can get behind that. I was going to say I think
we win this game, we win the Natty. Jumping the gun.
I think whoever wins this game in general wins the Natty.
I like that too.
I think this is the best matchup by far, for sure.
Facts.
So yeah, that'll wrap up the college football talk for now, and we'll dive into the national championship when we come back on that. Let's get into some hoops. So, take us to the NBA. Who's hot, who's not?
Who's not? Let's start with who's hot in the East. We got the Cavs on a 10-game win streak. They're killing it out there the last 10 games, 10-0. Pistons coming up. They barely won, I think, like 15 games last year, and they're slowly working their way up in the East. They're on a 3-game win streak. Last 10, they're 7-3. They're young out there. Yeah, look for the Pistons to.
They've already matched their win total this year compared to last year.
What they got last year, and we're not even halfway yet.
Yep.
Pacers are a 2-game win streak, 7-3 in their last 10. Knicks, they're on a 2-game losing streak, but I have them as a hot team because they're moving up in that East standings. They're 8-2 in their last 10, so they would be 8-0 if you take off their last 2 games.
Right.
76ers on a 1-game win streak. They're slowly getting back to where they should be. They're 7-3 right now.
Yeah, so Embiid's back playing full-time now, and it's made a big difference for him.
Maxi's starting to play a little bit better. So, yeah, look for the 76ers to hopefully get hot.
Yeah.
Let's go to the not. Go ahead, take it away.
For the not in the – where'd you start, East or West?
East. Let's go East.
So, not hot in the East. We got Hornets on a 10-game losing streak. Still bet against the Hornets, right?
Bet against the Hornets. All day, day.
The Hawks on a 3-game losing streak. 4-6 in their last 10. And the Heat, 2-game losing streak, 4-6 in their last 10, and no Jimmy Butler. He was suspended by the Heat for trying to find trades. He wants out.
He's different. He's different. He's going to start showing up in a dress just to get tossed out.
He's a nut. But he's a baller. Can't put it past that.
Jimmy Buckets.
Not hot in the West. I'll stick with the not. Suns, 4-game losing streak, 3-7 in their last 10. They've been there for 2 weeks in a row now on the not.
The Suns, it's a love-hate right now for them. Obviously, I'm cheering for them, but I can see what it is, and that's we're not winning games with the high-caliber offense that we have.
Right.
We should definitely be top 4 in the West right now with that.
Trade for Jimmy. He's looking for something.
Trade him. Do something down there in Phoenix.
The Timberwolves on a 3-game losing streak, 4-6 in their last 10.
They've been on a roller coaster this year, too. They're inconsistent.
Next team as well has been on a roller coaster. The Mavs, 4-game losing streak, 4-6 in their last 10.
Losing Luka sucks for them.
And now Kyrie is out 1 to 2 weeks. And then the Grizzlies on a 2-game losing streak, 5-5 in their last 10. Also without Ja Morant. Just a few injuries going around for some teams, so that's part of why some of them are in their spots that they are. But the Suns,
I will say this week while I was looking at the who's hot, who's not, there are at least 75% of the teams not. And it's because, like you just said, injuries are happening, bad basketball is happening. There's only a handful of teams that are truly hot right now. So let's get into the hot in the West. With that, the Thunder. That's one of the top teams, if not the top team. 15-game win streak. Last 10, obviously 10-0. Last 15, 15-0.
Oh, shit.
The Rockets, so basically since the Cup. They haven't lost since the Cup.
Yeah.
The Thunder.
Damn.
They're hot. Let
them go.
Yeah, they're hot. The Rockets, they're still staying up there in the standings. I think they're legit. 1-game win streak, 6-4 in their last 10. The Kings, they're starting to make their way up. 4-game win streak, 4-6 in their last 10. So they lost 6, and then now they're winning 4. I think Sabonis, Monk, and Rosen, DeMar. I think they're starting to get it clicking out there. So look for the Kings to start making a little splash. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Lastly, in the West, I got to give shout out to Kyle. His Lakers are still hot.
I keep forgetting DeRozan's on the Kings.
Right, me too. Lakers, though, 7-3 in their last 10, and they're still up in the playoff spots in the seeding. So somehow, some way, Lakers are playing with an old man.
Still fighting.
It's the Lakers.
Yeah.
They're always
always
story of my life. Dallas fans have something to cheer for now.
Basketball season for them.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Daddy.
You said exactly what Potter says.
Oh, shit.
It's basketball season. I don't care about that.
All right. So, NBA, we got games coming up this week. Tuesday, 7-game slate. I like 2 games here. Lakers at Mavericks and then Celtics at Nuggets. Wednesday, 8-game slate. I like 3. Thunder at Cavs. Clippers at Nuggets. And then Spurs at Bucks. A couple good ones in there. Thursday, 8-game slate. Another 3 games I like. Timberwolves at Magic, Rockets at Grizzlies, and then Hawks at Suns. Friday has a 7-game slate, but not too many that I liked. I just have one here. Thunder at Knicks. That should be a really good one.
That's a real one.
Saturday, 7-game slate.
Parlay on that one.
Oh, yeah. Saturday, 7-game slate. Only 2 that I like here. Grizzlies at Timberwolves, Spurs at Lakers, and then Sunday, a 9-game slate, but again, only 2 that really caught my eye. Nuggets at Mavs, and then Bucks at Knicks. That should also be a good one.
That's another good one.
So let's get into some NCAA hoops.
Let's get it.
What you got? We got a big slate tomorrow.
Big slate. So Tuesday, some games to watch for the NCAA. We got number 2 Auburn at Texas. Both teams got over 11 wins. Auburn's 13-1, Texas 11-3. I look for Texas to cover, but I got Auburn in this one. We move to another one. We got Utah 8-5 versus number 3 Iowa State 11-2. I see Iowa State handling the business here pretty easily. Might even take their spread. Tennessee versus Florida. Here's a big one. Number 1 Tennessee, number 8 Florida. That's a big game. Tennessee's 14-0. Florida's 13-1. Be careful here with choosing Tennessee. I like Florida, to be honest, but Tennessee is 14-0 and number 1, so be careful with that one. We move to Georgetown at Marquette, number 7 Marquette. Georgetown's 12-2.
This should be a good one.
Marquette is 13-2. It's a Big East battle. I don't like Marquette's spread. It's probably going to be ridiculous. So if I were you, just bite the bullet and take the money line for whatever it is. Pitt versus Duke is the next one. Number 4 Duke, unranked Pitt, but Pitt is 12-2 and Duke is 12-2. If you know me, Duke is the team I do not like in the NCAA basketball. Duke and Kansas, those are my teams I don't like. So I could see Pitt covering on this. I'm going to take Pitt to cover against Duke, and that's all fandom. So
there you go.
So if you're a Duke fan, you're probably like, nah, we're going to blow them out, da-da-da-da. Go ahead, play it. Ride your gut.
There you go.
Let's move on to another one. We got number 14, Mississippi State, 13-1 versus 13-1 Vandy. I like a possible upset here as well. Mississippi State is playing all right, but Vandy, that 13-1 at home, you got to give it a chance. Maybe take them to cover.
Yeah.
I like games like that. If they're at home and they got a good record and they're the underdog, take them to cover.
I wonder if it's available yet. Unlikely, but we'll see.
2 more for Tuesday. Let's get it. Arizona is 8-5 versus number 21 West Virginia 11-2. Every week I have a upset of the week. This is my upset of the week. Arizona is 8-5 and they're playing in my opinion, inconsistent West Virginia. They're 11-2, but they're 11 wins. I've already looked at it. None of them are like big time blowouts. So I'm going to take Arizona on that.
Shall we make a Fab 5 for Tuesday?
Let me get this last game in, and then we'll consider it. 24 Michigan versus 22 UCLA. Both are 11-3. This one, This one, I'm tough on this one, man. It could go either way.
I personally like UCLA in this one.
I was going to say UCLA as well, so let's just go ahead and circle UCLA.
Okay.
Because if I think on it too much, I'm going to be...
You can talk yourself out of it?
Yeah.
So
what we got? What's 5 we like on this one?
Do you have odds on that?
I got UCLA and Arizona right now.
Okay.
What else you got?
What's Arizona's spread? That's what we were wondering. West Virginia's minus 2.5.
No, Arizona's minus 2.5.
Arizona's favored on the road.
I did not know that. I did not know that before that take. That was pure Mike Clingen
Really?
basketball.
So we're going to put Arizona on there.
My ball.
We're
going
to put some Arizona on there.
Money on it.
Yeah, money line.
Money on it. Wildcats.
UCLA and Arizona so far, so we need 3 more.
I vote Iowa State, Utah.
That's probably not going to be great odds.
Why not?
It's going to be really safe, probably.
What about Marquette and Georgetown game?
I like that one. I like Marquette. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And then what's Texas to cover with Auburn?
I don't know if I want to dabble into covering.
All right, let's just do Auburn.
Yeah, let's do winners. Let's come back to that one. What about Duke over Pitt? To win. You said Pitt to cover. Do you think they'll win?
I think it's gonna be. I think that one's just as close as the Marquette Georgetown. Like I think, or not Marquette Georgetown. Michigan UCLA. Are they?
Oh, geez. Yeah, never mind. No, minus 12. Like that means
that's what I'm. No.
Those are insane odds.
Right. They don't even see Pitt keeping it close.
Do we do an alternate spread like a minus 5.5?
Duke.
Yeah.
I like Duke by 10. Then, if that's the odds, they must know something I don't know.
Can you
about
check
Pitt,
alternate spread number 6 on FanDuel? Not option yet. All right. What about Kentucky? What are they? What are their odds? Oh, whatever came about with Iowa State here. Actually, I can pull it up too. So
that was my vote.
Kentucky is minus 146 against Georgia.
Kentucky over Georgia. Georgia's home, but it's minus 146.
I don't like that. That Georgia's like 12 and whatever.
They're both 12 and 2.
No, I don't like that.
I do.
Is that on Tuesday?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that one.
What about Iowa State, Utah?
That's my pick. Iowa State's got shooters. Shooter.
Oh, good God Almighty! All right, we need to pick some of these closer ones in.
What's the Mississippi
I like
State
Kentucky.
and Vandy?
Let's pencil in Duke for an alternate.
Auburn, Texas.
That's what I said.
Minus 530 for Auburn to win.
Might as well just take Auburn on that.
Minus 530. Okay, we'll put Auburn on there. So that's 5 if we do the Duke alternate.
Yep.
Or we can pick the Tennessee-Florida game. That's a really tough one.
I said pick that one.
Okay, so screw Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going with Auburn, Marquette, Arizona, and then UCLA.
I like Florida at home, bro. They're notorious basketball. That's a notorious basketball school.
Tennessee's one of Tennessee's best players just put up 33 though. They're hot.
Say it again, Kyle.
Florida is favored.
What are the odds on it?
Minus 142.
Kind of like Tennessee.
Spread's 2.5.
I can't. I like Florida. I've watched a couple of their games this year. I think that's going to be a banger. Florida comes out. Barely.
I say we just take the Duke alternate then.
Let's
minus 5.5.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you want to get tasty, go ahead.
Yeah, we're going head to head here. I'm taking Tennessee. He's going Florida.
Yeah. I'm 1-0 on this, by the way, basketball.
Who'd you take?
You faded.
That's right.
You faded me last
I forgot
time.
about that.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to bring that up.
You should have brought it up. Fucking San Jose State. They play again on Tuesday.
Yeah. New team.
All right, anyways, let's keep rolling. What other games you like this week?
Let's move to... We got another big slate on Wednesday, and that's pretty much it. So let me just hit Wednesday real quick. UConn number 9, 12-3 versus Villanova. They're 10-5. I like UConn. Number 5, Bama, 12-2 versus South Carolina, 10-4. I like Bama there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 23, Ole Miss, 12-2 versus Arkansas, 11-3. I like Arkansas to cover here. And then we go to number 10, Texas A&M, 12-2 versus number 17, Oklahoma, 13-1.
This should be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. I can see Oklahoma winning this one. And then we go to another upset that I like, but This is only because you picked them, and I don't like them. ASU versus number 11 Kansas. They're both 10-3. I think Kansas is just that inconsistent team this year, so I could see them losing this one as well. But I wouldn't play that one. Kansas is still Kansas.
Yeah.
But that's all for Wednesday. Let's move to Friday. There's nothing really Thursday. Let's go to Friday. Friday, we got one game that I like.
Yep.
Number 22, UCLA, 11-3, coming here.
Coming to Maryland.
I think Maryland gets it done. They're 11-4. They're playing good basketball.
They just covered against Oregon, as you called last week.
Yes.
By half a point.
So let's take Maryland on this upset for Friday.
Let's see. I'm going to look at something.
And then Saturday is a full slate.
I like that.
We're not going to get into pretty much any of those, but Saturday is a full slate. So if you
Let me look at Saturday here.
Go ahead.
There are a couple good ones I do want to talk about here.
On Saturday?
Yeah. Kentucky goes to 14, Mississippi State.
Yep.
Bama goes to number 10, Texas A&M. And then, let's see. Oh, who was it? There was one more I liked. Oh, Tennessee goes to Texas. So you said Texas covering earlier in the week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they do it against Tennessee. I don't know. Tennessee's really good right now.
I like Tennessee. To maybe where's it at? Texas?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see how Tennessee handles Florida.
And then two more that I saw that caught my eye. Kansas goes to Cincinnati, and then UConn goes to Georgetown. So there's a good slate on Saturday. Do we want to try and make something for Saturday, or you just want to ride Tuesday?
We can go Saturday if you
do
want.
Do Saturday?
Yeah. Yeah, we can go Saturday if you want.
We can see what we get
into.
Ahead,
start it off. What's one or two you absolutely like?
That UConn Georgetown game I think will be a really good one.
I got UConn.
I got UConn as well. It depends on what Georgetown does earlier in the week. That line might get a little wild.
Yeah.
So maybe take an alternate spread on it. But we're going to take UConn for the win, and we'll go from there on Saturday. So there's one. Florida Arkansas is also another good one.
That's the one that I said could get a little. Oh no!
That's Arkansas plays earlier in the week.
Yep. We're on Saturday, Mike.
Let's see. Houston, Kansas State, Oklahoma, and Georgia. So let's focus on Alabama and Texas A&M, and then Kentucky, Mississippi State right now. Those are two that we can pick from.
Okay, let's go.
I like Bama over Texas A&M. I actually like both away teams. Bama and Kentucky are both away.
I like them both, too. Let's do it.
All right, pencil them in. Bama and Kentucky. So we need two more. Now you pick two games to go from because I already
got it.
Littered this one up.
Let's go with I'm hot on this team. Let's go Iowa State over Texas Tech.
Okay. I like that too.
And then we're gonna, you know me, I like to be the anchor. I like to be the cash out.
Bring us in.
We're gonna cash it out with number 25 Utah State over Boise State.
I like it.
They're 14-1. Utah State, I think, is that Cinderella team.
I don't think I've ever bet on a Utah State, but
they were on one of my.
Can't say it after this week.
They were one of my picks about either last week or 2 weeks ago. I chose them as an upset team. Utah State.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
There.
So, I don't think we got anything else for tonight. Let's go to that big play parlay to wrap this thing up.
Wrap her up.
So we're gonna stick with football until we get to the Super Bowl, most likely.
Yeah.
We'll do it for all the playoff rounds. So this week's big play parlay, I'm taking Mark Andrews. Mark to Mark.
Marky to Mark.
Let's go.
And Kyle is taking
Ladd
Laddie McConkey.
The young lad.
Young Laddie.
Ladd McConkey.
And we're going to wrap it up with my pick, Slim Reaper Devontae Smith for the Philadelphia Eagles.
So we got Mark Andrews, Devontae Smith, and the young lad McConkey.
Let's get it. This is
Mark
it.
Andrews.
Got to hit one of these things.
Yeah. We've been there all year. One leg.
As long as I'm not the bozo this week.
We've missed by one leg.
Hey, we hit all three the other week.
We've missed by one leg so many times we could build a fucking table for 25.
Tripod.
More than that. We missed too many legs. Too many legs. Anything else you got for the people?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week. As always, be kind, spread love. We'll see y'all next week.
Let me see them titties, baby.